At a park today, guys. Beautiful day, but today, check this out. Look at this van. Look how crazy this looks. Just gonna step up here. Today we got Shadoe.
How's it going?
Thank you so much
Yeah,
for meeting
not a
up
problem.
with me, man. So you're a plumber.
Plumber, yes, I do plumbing in Salt Lake City, mainly Park City, Heber, Midway area.
Dude, you have like tons of pack outs. You look like a Milwaukee fan then.
It's definitely, it looks like its own Milwaukee aisle.
Love it. How long have you been a plumber?
21 years, ever since I was 12 years old. Yep,
Whoa.
when I was a kid.
So like this is all you've done?
This is, yeah, pretty much all I know. I mean, I think I worked at call center for a summer, but that's about it.
That is awesome. So is this an industry you would recommend for people to get into a trade?
Honestly, it's a dying industry.
Is it really?
It's a lot of the guys who've been in the business for years and master plumbers, they're starting to retire here in the next 10 years, and I think there's going to be quite the void in plumbers.
I hear that a lot about like just in like automotive too. Like people are getting out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is a Sprinter van.
Yeah, Mercedes Sprinter 2024.
Love how tall is this? 4-wheel drive?
All-wheel drive, correct. That was the
drive.
main. That was the whole purpose. We got the Mercedes Sprinter at the time. They were the only ones who were doing the all-wheel drives.
Oh, gotcha. You probably get into some pretty muck.
Yeah. I mean, between driveways that are at a slight hill to this thing. I mean, this thing's literally slid sideways down hills, and then driveways that you would think you're driving into a magical forest. You know, like it's just insane. You know, I mean, sometimes we can get 8 to 15 feet of snow up there just on the ground. You know, driveways where there's piles of snow on as tall as this van, and those are just the driveways.
You were saying you service like mostly Park City area.
Mostly Park City
area,
sense. Correct?
Like ski resort area.
Ski resorts, and I mean, hell, just your average home.
Really? I guess a lot of people have a lot of money.
Yeah. There's a lot of I think your average house anywhere from like $1 million to $10 million up there. It's insane. Yeah.
So what got you into the Milwaukee stuff?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's just a brand that speaks for itself, really.
Sure. I love how modular.
It's exactly everything. It just works. The main thing, they cater to the tradesman. Between whether you're a plumber, electrician, mechanic, they make the tools that make your job easier.
For sure. Yeah.
We have. So this is kind of like my everyday, just like typical box for like a typical demo.
Okay.
But this is like, so this box right here is going to be like rotary hammers, demo hammers, any kind of bits if I got to drill through any kind of concrete,
Gotcha.
anything like that.
Okay. Do these typically live in here, or do you ever take them out?
No, these pretty much stay in the van. I take the van home every night.
Oh, okay.
Everything stays with me. I've left tools on the job site sometimes thinking, they'll be fine, and then I have nightmares of them being stolen. So I don't do that anymore.
I don't blame you at all.
And then this one's kind of more heavy-duty box. So you'll have just kind of your hole hogs, routers, stuff like that, saws, super hogs in case we even need to. And then bandsaw, they'll cut all the way up to 4-inch.
Jeez, that's awesome. So I guess like plumbing would entail just about anything with a pipe, I guess.
Anything like anything that's going to be gas work or any kind of gas work, water works.
And I love this, like this wall.
Yeah, these wall brackets are really nice. They make it. It's kind of their newer shop system that they've come out with.
Okay.
You can do like screwdriver brackets, hammer brackets, things like that. I mean, hell, they even have these magnets.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then these as well. These are really nice if I'm working on like boilers or tankless water heaters, because these strap right onto the boxes that I have that I can take into the home. And then, just holds like my little screws, all that fun stuff.
And those are magnetic too?
Correct. Yeah, these are the same as like the mechanic trays for screws and stuff like that.
What's that funnel looking thing?
This is actually so for my vacuum right here.
Oh, you got vacuum.
Yeah, this is correct. This is my vacuum, modular vacuum.
Okay.
This is if I'm cutting any kind of sheetrock, or if I'm working in, those high-end Park City homes. Don't want to get dust everywhere, I can simply hook this up to the vacuum. Actually, right here, yes. Say this is your sheetrock wall, and you're getting ready to do your cut.
Look at that.
And all your dust just gets sucked into there.
That's awesome.
Makes things a lot nicer on a lot of things. I mean, I guess since why we're here, vacuum.
Does that suck? I guess that has pretty good suction. Right?
Yeah, very. It's pretty good. I mean, considering that you're constantly not looking for an outlet.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, and this is actually personally one of my favorites. I don't know why, but it's just simply a light, but it's amazing. Like,
that is awesome.
So it charges, but it's got all these, yeah,
Get that.
all these can come on, and also it doubles as a charger. So this is perfect if I'm in a crawl space for say a day or so.
Yeah.
And need constant light, but also need a charged battery, so I'm not constantly climbing out of there. It even has dry storage for phone and store, like, and you can even charge.
Oh,
this thing's
cool.
ultimately, like, it's literally a favorite. Just one of the best. Thanks, Milwaukee.
Love that.
But yes, and then here's another box where this is like my most go-to right here.
Okay.
This is going to be like my bits. I got my sawzalls, blades, impact sockets.
That's exciting. Puppies are...
Just a whole lot. So I keep keep an impact in here and a sawzall, and pretty much those are my main go-to tools on your average daily job, especially if you're doing like any kind of rough work or anything like that.
Gotcha.
Backpack, of course. This is
a monster.
This goes into every single house with me. This is the first thing that goes into the house. I mean, it's either 10 trips of the van or just carry this in there with me and be ready for it. I don't know, probably like a good 80 pounds.
Holy crap!
And then I pick it up and fling it on my back, and people are just like, like nothing, you know.
Yeah. Hopefully you're not going too far with it.
To be honest with you, depends on the day. But another reason why I don't want to do 10 trips because some driveways can be, like damn near a mile long. It feels like, you know. And then the houses, like if you're particularly above Park City, Maine, some of those houses are like 5 to 7 levels because they're built on a hill.
Oh my god.
So they just go up and down. So here you can see we got full bag. Keep a multi-tool in here. I mean, that as a plumber has I think any tradesman besides a mechanic, this has completely replaced.
That's like the oscillator?
Oscillator tool,
okay.
Yeah. Let's get my little fan going, actually. So that's what I ultimately like. This is like my little, if a customer pisses me off or something, this is like my little area I can come to. You know, I have my little workstation here. I can just kind of hang out.
Yeah.
Cup holder. But yeah, oscillating multi-tool cuts pretty much anything. Noisiest thing you'll ever hear too. Keep a secondary impact. These little M12s are always awesome. Tons of power for what it is. Any kind of hand tool I can pretty much need.
As far as hand tools, do you have a particular brand you go? I see a few Knipex.
There's Knipex are going to be my main go-to. Like when it comes to like pliers, I have a lot of Milwaukee, but I mean there's particular brands, especially when it comes to tradesmen. Like this is a German-made brand. Just awesome pliers. I mean, actually, here's another set of Knipex right here. These things are awesome because if you're working on a boiler, it's got tight areas, but it's got these teeth in the front that you can always grab onto.
I love that, yeah. What is this guy?
This guy is actually a torque wrench right here. So if you have a no-hub band, you're working on some ABS piping or PVC piping, and you're doing a hub band, this is what gives you your torque. Once it clicks, you pop this guy and then go another quarter turn.
Okay.
And then that just makes it so you're not going to have any kind of leaks. It's torque to spec.
Yeah.
It's not often I honestly have to replace my tools. You know, they do get I do get my money's worth out of them. I mean, this screwdriver's been with me through a lot. I beat the hell out of this thing, and it's still strong. Kind of really got to pick your battles with what to carry. There's too much sometimes. You know, there's cluttered. I've actually hit that point with the van sometimes where I'm like, all right, I've overdone this. I need to step back a little bit and just kind of tear it down, you know. So, and then also we have, you know, hidden pockets where you'll see like pipe reamers. So this one's for copper and black iron, Galvi, ABS pipe again. Back section with Knipex pliers, just ferrule blaster. This is really nice for. So if you have a copper line with like a supply line, like say you have this on your copper line, this is usually compressed onto it, you would put this onto there, and then crimp it, and then it pulls it off the line. The copper comes through here,
okay.
and then it's able to pull that line through.
Okay.
There's a lot of little nifty plumber's tools that
Yeah, that'd be a lifesaver.
a lot of guys really don't have because they just can be. They either don't know about them or they're just pricey. You know.
Oh, sure.
Tape measure, obviously, and then no plumber's complete without Teflon tape and paste.
Nice.
Nifty little rolling cart right here. Just, you know, any of the boxes. Say I want to. Matter of fact, just the other day I was on a dig and I didn't want my radio, which is this guy right here. This is a second favorite probably, but no job site's complete without a radio.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this is also a freaking charger.
What?
Yeah, battery in there,
Look
does your
at
phones and
that.
everything. Will charge your batteries. Oh, some sad music, but no, yeah,
Love it.
can't have a job site without music, you know?
Yeah.
So I actually was putting this on that cart and then actually had this tabletop on top of this just to, you know, keep things clean, put chargers on it. Milwaukee pack outs just become super addicting with this whole entire system. Same thing with this dolly. All these boxes, anything in here will unload off of the van, go onto this dolly or this dolly. Backpack as well, actually, you know, you probably didn't even know, but
That's awesome.
this backpack is, I guess if I needed to, in a pinch,
Oh, what?
climb a ladder, I can just throw this guy on there. Just load up.
You're like 120 pounds on your back.
If I was ever in a pinch, but I don't do that. I see guys walk around like that. I'm like, dude, you're doing a bit much, you know?
Oh, man.
These are actually just some kind of, I haven't done too much with them yet. These, you know, I put some misfittings in them that I've used. Okay. This is actually, this is a pipe vise.
What?
But I plan on, what I want to do is I want to take it and mount it right here, kind of, just so I can always, like,
that'd be awesome.
just have one. Yeah, they're actually very nice. You just put your pipe in there, it holds it, and then you can, you know, take your wrench on it and just do whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Get it, break something loose.
Yeah.
These guys, they were plumbers and then decided to come up with these, and I think that retired them after that. But yeah, haven't had the time to do it yet, but that's my goal right there for that guy. Nice little bins. They're organizable. They stack on top of each other just like everything else. Here's that everyday kind of box we were talking about. But it's slowly, though, I kind of don't use this one as much anymore, though, either, because it's just like just the backpack and this box is kind of taken over everything, but still got to keep it on the van. I mean, hell, it's packed like a nice little suitcase.
Like Tetris in there.
Yeah, it really, I mean, there actually is, it's really a method to the madness. That's why that one, this one's still kind of new because I've added a couple things, so I still got to get used to, that's why I didn't go back together so well. This one, though, I can tear everything out and it'll be fine. You know, we have oscillating tool, always. This one, like I said, kind of retired now because I keep this one in here.
Okay.
Smaller version, same kind of power. Hammer drill, everyone just needs one, I think, because, you know, who knows what the hell you got to drill or tap or whatever.
Yeah. So the Milwaukee power tools have held up pretty good for you? Like,
honestly, they have. I just barely got this one probably last summer, but the one that I had before this, I bought probably about 10 years ago. 10 years
and
ago. It just barely gave out.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm. And I do put my tools through constant hell and stress.
Yes, I love it.
Nice little light, you know, just in case we ever need it. Always nice.
Oh, yeah. You're blind now.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Very good.
Sawzall. God, this thing probably hardly ever gets used anymore.
Really?
But this is the big boy if we're ever cutting large pieces of 4-inch cast iron, 6-inch cast iron, or anything like that, or just a whole lot of cutting throughout the day. We're going to pull that guy out. These guys right here, these are also slightly retired though, because I have this kit that's replaced them. So what these are to begin with is, if you have, say I'm in a house that has like a fitting that's, I'm just like, say this is a fitting that's connected into a house. I'm trying to save it. Like, there's pipe in here. I want to save the fitting, but I want to get that pipe out of there. Right. Put this on the end of the drill, and then it bores as it spins out. It just bores all that plastic out and pulls that assembly out.
So you just cut it off here?
Cut it off here, and then you can, yeah, exactly. Cut it flush, and then you can just bore it out. But these are a newer style that's come out. They're made out of aluminum. Just
man.
beautiful. It's a much smoother fit, and it just, that blade just works so much nicer just to
So that
completely
just eats through it.
completely makes it to where, you know, you're not having to just chase pipe to look for something, a good place to make a connection.
Yeah, money saver for the customer and time saver.
Oh, definitely. That's the ultimate thing. I mean, really, that's what the tools are, time savers.
For sure.
I mean, people think because we do things quick or whatever, they should pay X amount of money, but it's like, I pulled up with X amount of money's worth of tools. I'm prepared. I have X amount of worth of knowledge. That's why the things cost what they do, unfortunately.
And this that cutoff, what is that?
So this is just this one with the cutoff wheel itself.
Yeah.
This is mainly if I'm doing any kind of grinding, it's really going to be tile or concrete work. Okay. So this is going to be this is a special diamond bit made for tile, granite, all that fun stuff.
Are you a fan of the Diablo blades?
Diablo blades, actually, those things. I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly, if everything I run blade wise will be the Diablo, because those blades do stand up to
worth the money.
Oh, they're definitely worth the money. I buy them by like the 20 packs.
Jeez.
I mean, same thing even with these. Their bits are same thing. I call this the bit Bible because it just has all of them. This is just multi-tool blades, just random kind of. Moving on from there, this is a new box I just did. So these will be gas fittings. These are 1/2 inch. Newer system that we run.
What is that?
So what this is, so instead of like the old ways where you'd have threading, you know, where everything would just thread together.
Yeah.
What you do is you take these fittings. You can just take like black iron pipe, and you just cut it with a bandsaw, get it nice and clean, you know, cut it fresh, so that you're pretty much taking off the thread. So if you can buy like lengths of pipe in 22 feet or however many long lengths, you put this fitting over the smooth piece of pipe area, and there are these. This is the first one I got, but this is called a press tool. What this does is, instead of like making your connections anymore with stuff like that, you just use this guy. Like, this is the big boy right here. This puts out 7,500 foot-pounds of pressure, I believe. So this just goes into there like that, and then you push it in. Oh, that battery's dead.
No, that way we don't waste like a fitting.
But
that's awesome.
yeah, you just put it on like that and press it, and then this just clamps it down, closes the gap right there, and then that seals your pipe. And this system will run across. Same tool, change out the jaws. This one's for gas application. Right here we have PEX application.
Okay.
You know, your plastic piping and anything for your water piping.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So black iron for gas, plastic for water. And then right here we have copper. So same tool, you know, these are all the same jaws for this one tool, but they do different applications. 1/2 inch copper, or 1/2 inch black iron, 1/2 inch PEX, and then 1/2 inch copper.
Gotcha.
Just kind of get an idea of all the fittings that we have. Copper fittings, and here's a PEX fitting. Yeah.
Holy crap.
So here's your PEX fitting. You know, obviously not the proper jaw size. Here's your copper fitting, and then here is your gas fitting.
Gotcha.
For fun, let's just, you know, make it look like the rest.
Look at that thing. It's huge.
So these are called the close ring systems.
Okay.
So here's your copper. So what it would do, what size is this? Not big enough, but you'd put that simply on the jaw. You put this jaw on the gun, and then you put this on your fitting, and then you pretty much have circular. You could do tight areas and things like that. Obviously not with this bigger one, but I have a smaller gun that this one goes on to, because usually you have to be straight on with it, but this makes it to where, you know, we don't have to bring any kind of torches into the building. We can just make our connection securely and not have to waste any time, you know, with preparation and stuff like that. But yeah, this one's for our copper application, for our gas application. Like I said, these kits can be very pricey, and this guy right here for our gas applications, tight areas. You know, there's no threading, no oil involved. You know, it's ultimately the time saver, and that's the biggest thing on the job site.
Gotcha, yeah.
I actually only just bought my first box with a buddy of mine who we were working at a company together, just like 2 or 3 of them. Like, and this was only a few years ago, and it's Yeah, it gets very addicting quick.
I can tell.
It takes over. So these are all, gas fittings, things like that. See, we have 1 inch. Keep my pipe wrenches here, in case. Just seems like a good place for them.
Do you like the aluminum?
Aluminum's always, aluminum's a must, because if you got to do steel, you got this guy right here. This is just a tiny piece of steel, and hold that up. Imagine that in a larger scale, where hold this huge wrench.
Look at that.
Compared to that.
Like nothing.
Yeah. Aluminum's always the way to go. If you're working on something, especially above your head, these things will kick your ass.
Sure.
And then plus, my dad always taught me, use aluminum, because if you drop it on you, what you will do every now and again. There are those days where you're working above your head, and then that thing just gets sent. And your forehead's the only place it has to go for some reason. Never fails when you're under a sink, too.
Was your dad like a plumber, too?
Yeah. I'm a second-gen plumber. He owned his own company. There were times where I'd get into a little bit of trouble sometimes. He'd have to pull off a job site or whatever situation and come pick me up. And so there was a point in time where he's like, you're no longer going to have summer vacations. You're going to have a full-time job working with me. And that's what I did. I hated it.
Yeah.
I was 11, 12, 13, 14 years old working, every day in my summer vacations. And then if I got suspended or something, it wasn't it wasn't just a free day at home.
Oh, okay.
It was never a free day at home. He would have me dig trenches or just simply put me to work, It's just after a good stern talk, of course. The process, I've learned, he taught me everything I know, and then I've just taken that knowledge and just surpassed it. I've gone to schooling. I'm constantly taking classes to get more education, continued education, certifications.
So since you own all these tools, do you ever consider going out on your own? And
I've thought about that. I could. Even people always say, like, I'm going to take over my dad's business one day, but I'm not sure if it's really... I'm happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like, I have my hourly pay. I have all my benefits through my company, through this company that, the guy that's provided me with this van.
Yeah.
And I do, of course, every plumber, any kind of tradesman, we all, of course, have our own side work. So that's our bread and butter.
Gotcha.
I do very well between my day job and my side work. I don't see the need to take on that kind of stress.
Sure. Yeah, the stress.
The stress itself. I watched my dad do that for years,
gotcha.
And it's almost like I run my own company without having to run my own company.
Love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really nice.
Like the reliability of like your income is like a roller coaster.
Exactly. Exactly. You're solely relying on yourself to where I can have, I always have my guaranteed paychecks, and then, so if I want some Wendover money or whatever, like let me go change out that water heater, install that toilet or whatever, and then I've been in this business a long time too, so my name itself is just kind of grown out there, and
that's awesome.
And people just call me and they're like, your name and number came from so and so, and they're a trusted source. So let's just get you in here and get this working.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing of it. Just word of mouth. That goes the longest way. So this right here is actually similar company right here.
Okay.
Pipe Vice. This is kind of like if I'm doing gas lines. This is kind of like my little quick pull bag. This has awesome little bag for just being able to do thread pipe, stuff like that. This guy, so this is pretty much another concept of this, but you can put it on the ground. So you ever have something you're struggling with or something, a fitting that's not working well with you, put your pipe on it and wrench on it, and it's not going anywhere. Yeah. So this is a Pipe Vice company, great company for the tradesmen, especially for stuff like that. This is a bag that they offer as a kit. To it's just called pretty much a go bag. These are a lot of this is pretty much what they specialize in, just these nifty little, like quick, tight grips.
Like spring-loaded.
Spring-loaded, exactly like pipe wrenches, if you will. Just really great tools for the tradesman. It's got, nice bright green, so you can see everything. You're not constantly looking for stuff. But this is mainly kind of my go-to if I'm working on big threaded stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
Things like that.
Look at those monsters.
These things are beasts, more Knipex.
Yeah.
I believe that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah, I think so.
This little bag comes out in case you keep like fittings, glues, and everything. I don't put anything in here because I don't want it to get dirty.
Oh, God.
But it's like, I gotta just deal with it because it's work stuff. You spend $700 on a bag, you want to keep it clean. It's got this nice little This actually comes out as a knee pad. It comes with the bag. So like if you need to work on something, you're not beating yourself up. Exactly. It's ultimately just stuff that's just made for us.
Yeah.
It even comes with this nice little work mat. You can always just kind of roll out if you're working in a grass area, stuff like that, or things like that.
Don't want to like lose stuff.
Exactly, yeah. Just kind of help you keep track of everything. If you need to carry large lengths of pipe, you can slide them in there as well and hold them in there. This is just, I guess, my cubicle, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, you know, you get a customer that's just kind of annoying you, or you're having a tough day, job's kicking your ass. I can just kind of come in here, hang out, chill.
Love it.
You know, my cup holder right here. This is my little, it's almost like a little workbench.
Put some music on.
Yeah, exactly. I got complete music, you know. There's those days where the weather's bad. You know, I can come in here, warm up, just get out of the elements.
Oh, sure,
that's a big thing. Awesome. So this, I don't know, these are kind of cool. They're kind of pointless, but also just having them's cool.
Do they hold up pretty well, I guess?
Yeah, these things.
Solid wood.
Yeah, solid wood on top. I mean, it's literally just a tabletop, but God, I love it.
Yeah.
It's so stupid, but I love it. So these are going to be fitting boxes.
Okay.
These are going to be like my PEX fittings for potable water going into your home. Right here, copper fittings, same, 1/2 inch up to 3/4 or 1 inch. These boxes go into a lot of homes, things like that. Gotcha. You know, bathroom remodels. And then right here, I kind of have some of my bigger copper kind of stuff. You know, that's a 2-inch copper coupling right there. Same thing with that ProPress application, to where no torch or anything's needed, no more soldering. We're going to compress it and just get a cold weld on the system.
So those got to be just as reliable as like a solder.
Correct. Yeah, they actually, the company itself, I believe, they will warranty the fitting itself for 50 years.
50 years.
50 years. Correct. Viga, that we're sponsored by, called Viga.
Okay.
Really amazing company. They've sent us tools in the past. It's been amazing. Just really great. Like they'll do training with you if you need to. We can call their technicians if we need to, you know, kind of get information, specs, things like that. Nice. It's a really great company to work with. This is something stupid, but I also love it. So part of the van is keeping it clean.
Look at that.
I have a nice little just duster, so I can always, every morning, you got to just get all the dust out, clean it, sweep it, whatever, you know, just get everything. Nice. Like every morning I try to go supply house, reorganize it, because from the previous day, who knows what I did, what kind of garbage was in here. Every day I try to start the day with the van looking like this. It doesn't end, well, besides, you know, obviously things are put away.
Right.
It obviously doesn't end that way. So every morning I like to go to Standard Plumbing or one of the supply houses, and just kind of throw away trash, put things away. You know, organization's a big start to the day. You gotta be ready for whatever. I mean, I see some guys who they'll have their dolly just laying across their van and just pipe and everything, and I don't even know how they work out of it.
Yeah.
It would drive me crazy.
I think it helps productivity. Like,
it definitely does, you know. And then, I mean, also just like when people do, like, I don't let people look in here often, because in reality, these are my tools. This is my livelihood, you know. So they don't really have any business looking in here. Yeah. But when they do, I mean, ultimately, like, I'll get a customer that kind of comes, checks on me every once in a while. They get a look in here and they're just like blown away. Like they don't. Some people don't know what to believe when they look in here, you know, like. But that's what you want, you know. You want to pull up, look the part. You know, if the customer wants to complain about pricing or anything like that, you just say, hey, look, I showed up with, you know, $50,000-$60,000 worth of tools. I'm ready to take on whatever for your job. Like, I'm ultimately prepared for anything and everything. There's money spent on the trade, you know, ultimately. That's the biggest thing a lot of people don't understand about a lot of this.
And there's a big thing where, like, you know, if it only takes you, 10 minutes to do something.
It took me, a good 5-10 years to learn that
exactly,
quick. I wasn't always that fast, Like,
if it took 2 hours, you're going to pay me more.
Yeah, well, there's the most common thing that I've honestly run across is, like, I'll come into a house and do something on, like, a shower valve or something. Homeowner's torn it apart, and then I put it back together and fix it in 15 minutes. Yeah. And then their comment is, I've been working on that for 3 days. It's like... That's the, like, all of that headache is just right there, you know. Hoses, just kind of keep these out of the way, you know, drain water heaters, stuff like that.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
Hose bibs, access panels, 4 set hose bibs. Well, you know, like I said, I got to cut into the wall.
Oh, yeah.
I have these systems, which, you know, I can always offer. It's like instead of doing a sheetrock cut, we can just throw this guy in there. You always have your access to it.
Sorry, what is that?
It's an access panel for
Oh,
like a
so that
sheetrock
goes
cut.
in after your, okay.
Yeah. So this is just makes it super nice, you know, and makes it so no one ever has to come into the home once I'm done.
Yeah.
So this is another press tool. I've tried to organize it, but those jaws are a little too heavy, so the foam hasn't worked out too well.
Okay.
But this is a secondary. This is my smaller. This is my more everyday go-to on if I'm doing any kind of pressing or anything. That same application. Just a little bit lighter, you know, it's got swivel head, a lot lighter application compared to that. All these jaws into here, oh God, they're a wreck. They are wrecked, but yes, we have PEX and gas and copper, everything in here all the way up to 1 inch. Okay. So like I said, come January, I'm going to reorganize this fan, and then this box is going to get new foam and lay this way.
That's the beauty of the system, I think. Like
you can just constantly like upgrade it, you know, like I'm not stuck to how it is. This box doesn't really get used too much anymore, but you cannot be a plumber and not carry a sweat box. So this is where, you know, if I ever got to do, if I ever got to sweat something, solder anything, this is going to be the go-to box that I pull out for that when I'm building shower valves. Ultimately, you have to have this as a plumber. A lot of these guys think they can do it. They don't need it because they have this, but they're wrong. Ultimately, I mean, you have to know how to sweat to be a plumber, you know, unfortunately. So it won't ever be replaced. This is kind of like my emergency box, if you will. I don't have to get into here much because I like to stay clean on the job. Okay. But if I ever have messes or anything like that, this is a go-to. Drop cloths, paper towels, vacuum accessories, full bodysuit, hazmat suit. Yeah, because sometimes I have to go into crawl spaces, backed up areas, things like that. So I keep a couple of those. Degreaser and just chemicals to ultimately kind of clean any kind of oil spills, anything like that. If we're working on boiler systems, the glycol system is kind of like an oil, so it will stain. And a lot of these huge, a lot of like the big houses, you know, like mansions, if you will, they have boiler systems, so we do not want to get any kind of oil stains anywhere. You know, they take their marble floors very serious. But no, just a great box to always have, you know, in case. I don't think enough people have a box like this ready to go to keep, you know, just to, like I can, if I need be, I can just rip this into a house and just kind of lay things out and just start cleaning.
That's stuff you don't really think about.
No, you don't. I mean, and that's, I mean, like I said, I've been doing this way too long, unfortunately, you know, because as a kid, you know, I mean, I grew up in this young, so I made those mistakes. I got yelled at by my dad for doing stupid stuff. Like, I remember, I don't even know what the hell I was doing, but I was just sticking a piece of copper pipe in a can of glue, and next you know, I spilled it on the customer's floor. Yeah. Like, I don't even know what I was thinking, but you just make those mistakes, and then ultimately, I mean, or you kick over a can, you just want to be prepared to just try to get in front of it as fast as you can before before the customer walks in. You know, what the hell do you do? Like I said, I don't have to get into here much, but if I need it, it's there. Yeah, and then, you know, we have all these nifty little brackets. That makes it nice. Just It's ultimately just a little workstation. Yeah. Hard hat holder. Not much, just a bungee cord, but she works nice. This is my umbrella. You know, if I'm working on a gas line outside, the sun's just beating the hell out of me. I love that. I can actually pull this out, and it extends out and everything, and I can just be out of the sun and elements for a little bit. Yeah. This is where it gets away from the tools and kind of gets more into, you know, a lot of the fittings, just miscellaneous plumbing things. The same thing, you know, Milwaukee bins, these all stack on top of each other. If I didn't have them filled up with crap so much, they would lock into each other. Okay. They have these bins, same thing. They lock into the back. Super easy. So, like, if I wanted to drag this into the house, it's just, boom, I'm out. That's awesome. You know, like I said, the system's just... It's super convenient for anything and everything you're doing. Absolutely.
So was this van just completely gutted?
It was just hollow, just like this when we got it. It was a brand new van. Didn't have carpet. Didn't have anything. It was just hollow. Like the closest thing it had to being finished was just the two front seats in the front. Yeah, it was just a hollow shell. I probably spent a good couple weekends just like browsing YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, just trying to see other people's builds. I kind of stole this idea from one guy who had it. It was about yay high, and he ran like pipe sleeves in here to make like piping.
Okay, yeah, I can see like there's a bunch of pipes and
yeah. It's kind of, I haven't done too much with that. I got to organize that a little bit better.
That's convenient.
But yes, these are 10-foot sleeves, so I can put brand new lengths of pipe in there and always be prepared with them.
Nice.
And just kind of, you know, have whatever I need. So I kind of took this idea from him, but except for I took it taller and made it to where, you know, like I said, it is a workstation kind of. Random box, water heater parts, stuff like that, freeze kit.
Okay.
Picks, things like that, piping cutter, just miscellaneous things that you really just kind of need and go to, you know.
Yeah.
Drain cable machine.
What is that?
It's a drain cable, so I don't do it too much, but if I'm ever at a house and, you know, their sink's backed up, just to keep the customer happy, I just want to be prepared to clean out the drain. I don't like doing drain cleaning. I did it for 18 years with my dad.
Yeah.
The timing on it's not fun, you know. Sometimes it's really emergency work because it's always like, you know, you can't control it when a drain's going to back up.
Sure, yeah.
This is a little guy. Obviously, this is only recommended.
That's a little one?
Yeah, this is a little one.
Oh, okay.
This is recommended for only like a shower or a bathroom sink.
Gotcha.
That's about all that will do. And that's all I kind of really honestly want to work on. Anything other than that, call one of the other guys or something else. Concrete saw if we need to. I've actually battery powered concrete saw. It's so asinine, but the thing works amazing, honestly. It really does. It's stupid, but I love it. This thing will actually cut into concrete, no problem. I have a secondary part for it right here, which this is actually a pumped backpack assembly, which I can fill up with water. Quick disconnect right here. This connects onto this guy.
Oh, okay.
And then supplies it with water. So if I'm in a house or something cutting concrete, I'm not filling the place up with dust.
That makes sense, yeah.
I'm keeping the control of the situation a little bit.
So are you able to use that standalone for just like water?
Yeah, this is alone. I mean, it's not much pressure.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, it does. It has this little nozzle, so it's like you can like spray stuff down. And
so it's like a garden hose?
It's like a little garden, yeah. It's just, it's not even really garden hose.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe I got a defective one. I don't know. Ultimately, I mean, it works great for this though, because it just supplies the system with the water that it needs, and I'm just not filling, like literally, because it kicks off so much dust.
Oh,
like
I can imagine, yeah.
You'll be cleaning for days after it. Another low light. I mean, lights are life when you're working, you know, especially in the trades. You never know what crawl space you're going into, attic space, anything.
So do you have a light that you take with you out, like on every, like a go-to light,
I do.
I guess?
I'm not in my gear obviously today, but yeah, I keep like a little stream pen light on me.
Okay.
That's usually my go-to.
Like a stylus or whatever? I
have these little nifty headlamps here. You know, these are nice little ones that go all the way across the top.
Oh yeah.
A couple of those, so I can just grab those on the way out of the van. Battery racks for M12. You know, hooks. Love hooks.
Yeah.
Hooks are always nice. Do this little bracket up here, holds some stuff.
Is that Milwaukee?
This is Milwaukee as well. Yeah. This is all. That's also Milwaukee.
Yeah.
It's a bracket, and then same thing, like.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, dude. These are all, you know, just random fitting boxes, screws, brass fittings, little shelves I keep chargers in. These are all my glues, you know, things I use to adhere pipe together,
gotcha.
Primers, things like that. This guy right here is pretty nifty. This is actually just where I keep any kind of spray can, aerosol cans, chemicals, anything like that. Nice. Super nice. Just makes them from not rolling around.
Yeah.
More screw bins, more fittings. So this is another box that I have. This is kind of my like gadget box, if you will.
Okay.
So working on gas lines or looking for leaks, things like that. This is my gas sniffer.
Okay.
This is going to be able to, you know, it's very, very sensitive to any kind of gas or even the lack of oxygen in general.
Really?
So if I'm having a leak or if someone's calling me because they're getting headaches or constantly sniffing gas or something, this is what I use to locate it. I didn't always have this. I used to just to, you know, use a lighter. I grew up, I've been in this business a lot of years, and I've seen a lot of the old school guys just use a lighter along a gas line. And
Like if it gets bigger, then that's where it's...
So what happens, it's almost just like a pilot light on a water heater. There's no oxygen that's getting into the line as long as you don't have a buildup of gas and just a small leak. Like, you don't want a buildup, obviously, but you just you run your lighter across the line. Once it finds that leak, it's just going to simply hold like a little pilot light. It's just going to be a steady little blue flame.
Gotcha.
But no, we have, we don't need to do that anymore because fire and gas are very dangerous. This one is my manometer. So if I'm doing any kind of gas pressures or units aren't burning like they should, not getting hot like they should or not enough, I use this to check gas pressures and things like that. This one's kind of cool. I've also walked around, like, sometimes I'll just get bored and start walking around the house, see if I find ghosts or something. But this is actually a thermal camera. So,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it all just based on temperature. So if you have a leak or something in a wall, you'll see like a blue area, things like that.
Gotcha.
I also use it for boiling systems. If I'm trying to make sure piping systems are getting hot as they should and the heat's going where it needs to go, I can follow the lines with this, make sure I'm coming to temperature.
Oh, nice, yeah.
They are pricey, but it helps you a lot. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of things, stuff like this. Temperature gun. Same thing. It's just a laser thermometer. If I need to check water for safety, reasons, health reasons, just make sure it's coming to temperature. Make sure that the health department's going to pass a tattoo shop or a restaurant or something. I need to make sure that the water comes at 120 temp or hotter. I don't get into this too much because I don't understand too much of it. If I need it, I have it. Just voltage detector meter, in case I'm working on boiling systems, circuit boards, things like that. I can check the voltage on everything. Precision screwdriver kits for working on boilers, stuff like that, getting into those tiny areas. Another little thermal gun, you can see the difference in size. Yeah, much different. New and old. This thing's a little stupid little thing actually, but it's kind of cute. If you're looking for water leak in a wall, you have like wet sheetrock or something, you penetrate this into the corners and it makes a connection between the two prongs and it will actually start beeping at you. Very loud little beep. Just mainly detects moisture.
Awesome. That looks like an expensive one.
This box is actually this box is quite a bit actually. I mean, you got a few $100s there, a couple hundred there, another couple hundred there, it's just little things, Yeah, this is definitely one of the pricier boxes. and it's just the smallest one too.
Yeah. It's kind of nice you can bring everything with you.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I honestly wanted to, I can roll this entire van into a home in probably 2 or 3 trips.
Really?
Just like I can pull out this dolly here and all these boxes will simply lock onto this guy right here. Yeah, the whole system's ultimately just made doing anything and everything just really, it simplified it, I can use this to lug my tools into the home and then, use the same dolly to lug a water heater or a tub out, put my tools back on it and lug it out. And this entire van will load onto this and be hauled out.
Well, how do you get it out of the van? You don't have a ramp.
It's not too bad.
You get that out first.
Yeah, it just slides, yeah.
Gotcha.
Or,
I was thinking you load it up here.
Even then too, it's got these slide bars too, because there's times where I've got to pull a water heater or drag something on. So usually, or if the weather's bad, we're having a beautiful day today, granted. Yeah. But if the weather's bad, I'll literally just load it up right here and then just slide it out, and then it just goes right down.
Oh, nice.
The whole system is ultimately just amazing. Every year I just look forward to what they're going to drop. Yeah, you got different perspectives on it. Some guys love it, some guys hate it.
Really?
But those are like mainly DeWalt and Ryobi guys, so whatever. They don't really matter. Yeah. Winter gloves, yak tracks. Every year it's guaranteed I bust my ass in a driveway, so I keep these in. They just go onto my boots. I pull them on, stretch them on. Makes it so I'm not slipping. Milwaukee pack out towel rack. This is really nice. You just pull that out.
Look at that.
Another cup holder. I keep my hand sanitizer in there. A little hook, for this stuff. Little trinkets like that. And then, they even offer freaking first aid for these. They have a bigger one, but I honestly shouldn't ever need anything more than this. If I do.
Does it come preloaded?
Yes, preloaded.
Oh, no preloaded.
Way. These come preloaded. You can even buy these at Home Depot like this in the safety aisle. It comes exactly like this, ready to go on the van. with everything you can ever need, really. Burn creams, stuff like that, eye wash. Like we said earlier, being prepared for anything and everything is number one. You know, if I'm up a mountain somewhere and something happens to me, I need to be able to kind of handle the situation or be slightly prepared for
sure.
it.
So, do you typically work alone, or do you?
I work alone.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm actually I'm not easy to work with. I don't like people touching my tools or asking questions. I'm kind of just I like to throw my headphones in and be in my own little world.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm always solo dolo by myself.
Yeah.
I just like it that way, you know.
Yeah.
Just it's easier.
There's
the day
nothing
goes
wrong
better.
with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of I got a cooler I usually bring with me too, though. You know, so you gotta keep your snacks and drinks and everything. Be in charge of your own happiness throughout the day. I mean, like I said, I keep. You know, this is my little work area. I'll put this fan on me and just hang out if it's hot in here sometimes, you know. Things in the front of the bench.
There's one long thing. What is that?
This there right here?
Yeah.
This is actually a transfer pump for water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if I have like a pit with water or anything like that, I can just simply throw this in there. As you can see, I was pulling some muddy ass water out of the pit. But you just throw a battery on it, kick it on, and it just kicks out water out this port right here. So that just makes it nice if I ever have to kick down water out of any kind of area.
Yeah.
I have another one that's not a stick one. So this is like another little transfer pump. If I can hook a couple hoses up to it, pull water, battery operated as well.
This is like for like a water heater or something.
Water heater, sump pit, just anything that holds water, and if you need to pull it out of that area and take it away. This guy works amazing. I mean, everything's battery powered on this van. I don't carry any kind of extension cords or anything. There's really no need for them. If I'm on a job for a day, I'm just using the power to charge some batteries and just ultimately be prepared for anything. But I do have, if I ever need to or anything like that, I keep this guy on deck. Little freaking Goal Zero Yeti battery pack. Just charges stuff, things like that. Even has a solar bank though. Hook this and charge it if I need to.
Oh, that's sweet.
Don't use it too much, but if I need power in a pinch, I got it. Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, I've never.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Gray.
Oh. These are actually, people get a kick out of these. I feel like as soon as people see these, they immediately I think I immediately have the job. So these, so I walk in the door, I'm like, hi, I'm Shadoe, I'm here to fix this and this. I walk in the door and I just throw these down, and my work boots these are my shoe covers.
Yeah, okay,
and
that's awesome.
My shoes don't grab onto them as good, but it makes it so I'm not constantly bending down and taking,
look at that.
you know, cleaning off my, taking my boots off inside of homes. I can just walk around in these, and people love them. Like it's honestly a conversation starter because they're kind of blown away as soon as I walk through the door and put these on because they love it. You know, they love that I'm trying to keep their home clean. They get a kick out of it. They really do. This is kind of like it's just a charger, but it's a freaking awesome charger. Because they got these new battery systems right here. This is, one of their big boys right here, 8.0 Forge.
Yeah.
And this charger right here will charge this battery 80% in 15 minutes.
15
So if
minutes?
you need, if you're in a pinch or if I'm using the concrete saw and stuff like that and constantly need batteries going. Granted, these new Forge batteries you don't really need to change batteries too often. They do have a lot of power. Nice. But if I need them in a pinch and need to keep them going, I have this guy that just constantly keeps them powered up for me. Hazmat boots in case, if I'm ever working in mud or chemical things like that. Diablo whole hog kit. No plumbing truck is complete without a whole hog kit. You got a hole saw, you got to bore things for pipe and things like that, run your lines. This is just a board that I have, I use it for torching and stuff like that. Yeah. This one is an air snake. You don't use it too often, but if you have like a drum trap in an old home, they have these old units that I don't even really use it, but they're really common in Salt Lake. They have it's called a drum trap, where it's like a little canister, holds water. It's kind of like the size of this. It's a little canister, has a pipe that comes in the side.
Okay.
Another pipe that comes in the top. That's your trap that creates no kind of smell from coming into your home, sewer gas and things like that.
Yeah.
You can't run a cable in them because then your cable just comes in and just tangles and it doesn't go out that side port like it needs to. Okay. So you used forced air to clean out the system, if you will, for a tub or anything like that. I've seen some guys use these on toilets and stuff. I don't recommend it because you're running 40 to 60 psi down a toilet. All that pressure is just going to come right back at you. I don't recommend it. But guys do it, and they're crazy. You got to be careful because if you have like a tubular P-trap or something you're using on a sink, you can blow that thing off and not even know it. This is more jaw kits for gas application. So just more jaws for this is a gas setup right here for that gun. This is kind of an older style that they had. They switched to that where you can pivot. This one where you'd have to just lock in straight.
Gotcha.
But so they've upgraded since then. But yeah, just a secondary option for gas. And if I need to do bigger lines, you know, stuff like that, this is the go-to kit. You know, 2-inch, 1.5 inch, 1.25 inch.
Gotcha. That's so cool. I've never been in like a proper work van.
You don't really see too many of them honestly, you know, unfortunately. I wish more guys would ride like this and try to take a little bit more pride into their work and into their, you know, daily jobs at their will. I mean, most guys, honestly, they're just looking to get through the day and go home, you know. That's another big thing in the plumbing is just people don't take pride in their work anymore, and they're not. You're just not getting that quality that you used to see anymore.
Gotcha. Well, Shadoe, thank you so much for taking. You look like a busy person. Like I can tell your time is valuable, so I really do appreciate you. Taking the time to show me all your tools. And just seriously, so cool.
Oh man, it's been fun. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Gosh, it's so cool. But if you have a mobile setup like this or a toolbox you'd like to have featured on this channel, just hit me up. You can message me on Instagram or just send me an email. But till the next one, we'll see you.